Carole and Tuesday review episode 13, Father and Mother. I mean, this is clearly Carole's dad, right? I think it's pretty sure he's dad. I think he's pretty much her father. So I have several reasons for that, right? But, I mean, particularly, he's kind of shocked to see her here. He's shocked, right? He's not shocked that he's shocked in like, whoa, famous person. He's more like, whoa, there's her. He's more like shocked, like, can't spoil my secret. So he's probably her father or uncle, something like that. Related person to her. I think so. There's some other factors, right? She's a war refugee, right? She's somehow escaped the war on Earth and lost her parents. But maybe only her mother died, and then her father, couldn't find her, or he was like in the war, and when he got back, she was gone and so on, sent to Mars, and he never found her where she went and so on, right, on Mars. But then, of course, and this is why I think it's pretty standard storyline. She just become famous, right? She was on TV. She's become famous. People can recognize her. People see her on the screen. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm thinking that her father, could never find her. And then the years passed, right? He had given up, probably, right? And he was watching, TV, right? Mars Bright, and suddenly his daughter's on TV. And, whoa, that's my daughter. And where does she live? Oh, she lives somewhere around here. And then he's trying to maybe he's there to try to to meet her and so on. Of course, he couldn't just tell her that, I'm your long lost dad the first time they met her. But I think so, something like that. It makes sense to me. So yeah. I think it's a father, and there's also some other narrative hints, right? So immediately as he's introduced, he defeats these thugs, right? We see Tuesday being harassed by these, 3 random typical thugs. He jumps in, defeats them, it's like, yeah, that's my wife. It's like, yeah, you save girls. So typical, daddy coming in there saving the girls, right? Typical father figure. That's important for the general narration, that's showing that this guy is like a trustworthy older man, and also he's definitely, he has a scar here and so he definitely is like a veteran, and that points to both his veteran status, right, from the war that Carole was in, or parents in, but also that he's clearly like a survivor of that and so on. So yeah, maybe he was injured or something. So it seems, I think it's spot on for that. And also, then we have Mother, right? Then we also have Mother. So I think it's pretty clear, because then next scene we see Tuesday's mother. It's like, what's name? Tuesday's mother. We see her mother, and she is like, I will become president. I assume she's for the Spirit of Mars, one country, I guess, Mars president. She's running for candidacy for presidency, and as she's running for that tells that it's gonna be at least one parent story, right? It's gonna be the story of Tuesday's mother, and that it's absolutely gonna affect their storyline. We see that guy taking photos of people. He's like, oh, let's go and ruin her daughter or something like that, right? So that's clearly gonna come back to Carole and Tuesday, that her mother is running, right? Because it makes her a target and so on. Maybe, but also for like gossip and so on, rumor, but also maybe kidnapping again and so on, right? And etc. But that I also feel is a big reason why it's Carole's father, right? Because, so, how to say it, to just not have just one parent story, it's gonna be 2 parent stories, right? So if they have mother president, war veteran, daddy, right? Yeah, so I think that just, to me, is a no-brainer. I think definitely it's her father. Especially, even before I saw the president thing, I was like, that's probably the father. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, it's her father, because that flag that the mother is doing her storyline, that's gonna obviously come back to Tuesday later. Of course, Carole needs her own, parent storyline, so, or maybe an uncle or some kind of relation, older brother perhaps, yeah, but some kind of relation to her. So I think definitely it's her father, or at least, like I mentioned, uncle or brother, older brother, something like that. So kind of, related, blood-related character, right? Something like that. And when it comes to the whole the presidency, I like it in the way that it makes her mother's action at least a little more understandable. She still is a horrible mother and so on, but I do feel that she's running for presidency, So it kind of motivates her more, right? Before it was kind of like she's a rich lady or something like that. We haven't seen her around for actually present day. So now it's like, yeah, I can see why she at least wants to really control her daughter. I mean, it makes sense. Like, it logically makes some sense. Still a bad parent, but at least you can feel like, yeah, I can see her motivation, why she's doing right. So I think that made her mother at least, I wouldn't say a better person, but at least it makes her. No, actually, no, I would say a better person, because before she was like a rich, crazy, old lady with too much money and just crazy controlling. Now she's a rich, crazy lady that also wants to be president. So at least she has a kind of, agenda why she wants to control her kids and so on. So I'm like, it actually makes her a little more, reasonable, so to speak. She's not as crazy, I guess, or at least like bad parent, but at least just has a kind of her own goals and so her own story. So I don't know. I feel it actually redeems her a little bit. Still what she did wrong, of course, but at least, yeah. But I mean, if someone does something wrong, it is still always wrong. But at least she's doing it for a cause, right? She wasn't like a crazy bad parent. She's just a bad parent, maybe not so crazy, right? That's kind of how I see it. And that being said, though, I don't actually see why Tuesday being an idol is bad for her. That I would say actually the biggest thing with the mystery with her mother, and she's too untrusted for her daughter, because Tuesday becoming a famous, musician, right? That is probably gonna help her presidency, right? Or her getting votes, right? Oh, I'm the mother of this famous, popular girl that everyone loves. Vote for me, right? That's gonna help her get votes. So I don't. So in that sense, I think it's a little silly. That is like she's trusting her daughter's talent, so right. I mean, I guess she wouldn't be like, oh, my daughter's probably gonna be famous. But still, though, yeah, because there's. I was thinking, there's one thing if she went to go to her daughter before she entered the tournament and like before it happened. Then I would also agree with her, like, yeah, that probably just look bad. Your rich daughter's living on the street playing music. Yeah, it probably looks bad for you. Yeah, but she went and got Carole. Tuesday, when she was in the finals, and at that time frame, Tuesday was already an established. Like people actually like her. She has skills, she has talent. So I think her mother, in that sense, that's probably the dumbest thing actually for me, for her mother, because they come and take her back when people recognize her talent, right? So if they got her back, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, then it would feel like a less gamble. That would be much more of a. We probably have to take her back now because yeah, sure, my daughter is talented, but who's gonna like her? Yeah, so let's get her back at home. But now it's like, man, everyone loves my daughter. Let's get her back home. Yeah, that is really stupid. So that I think is the dumbest thing a mother did, because, as I said, if she got her back like 6-7 episodes earlier, maybe even 9 episodes, but 6-7 episodes earlier, when they only had that one little viral video, then it would be like, yeah, okay, it's too much of a gamble, right? But right now, when it's like, actually, she's gonna win this tournament, very likely. Oh, let's let her win. Even if she gets second place, she's gonna be famous. So let's push that. So let's celebrate that. Yeah. So to me, that is the dumbest thing with her mother's actions, because I can't see how it's gonna be negative to her. Because, and of course, it's a big thing, right? Tuesday is the most little innocent girl ever. You see the whole rival thing at the Ellen show. Obviously, the Ellen show, clearly an Ellen reference. And we see that thing. It's like, but yeah, like Tuesday is never gonna do any bad stuff, right? She's never gonna take, never gonna do that stuff, never gonna take that stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Tuesday is the most little innocent girl ever in history, if anime. She's never gonna do this stuff, and her mother should know it. Her mother should know it, right? So there's no chance she's gonna, become that kind of star. Well, it is extremely unlikely. So I think your mother shouldn't be afraid of that. Yeah, it's like her daughter's gonna go out and, So, I don't know. That's probably the dumbest thing. But anyway, talking about other stuff. We see them, turning down the contract and they go to the slum instead, get their own producer. Of course, Gus is like, I have my own axe murderer producer guy. He's much better. It's like, Gus. I think that was stupid. I think I expect nothing less from Gus. And it's pretty much what I expect from this anime. They're going to go to the slum instead and play at the falafel place and, make some music there. I expect nothing less from them, but at the same time, it's like, man, can't they ever take the reasonable route? This always has to be maximum grassroots movement thing. It's the storyline, yes. Angela gets her own contract and everyone loves her. They have to go on their bottom up, approach. So everyone has to love them on the street, and I mean, it is an anime, I know, but it's a little bit. We have already done that. Now they're already famous, so I felt that scene, in my opinion, was a little almost. It felt that they're almost going back a bit. You know, they're already established now. They are the big famous star on the planet, but they are like, you know, top 100 maybe at this current moment, and suddenly they went back 10 steps, right, back to the streets. In that sense, I don't think that seemed very reasonable. I actually kind of wish they went the whole country, right? Even though that probably would ruin them, I know. But like, if they had a contract with a little more openness, go for it instead, I think that would make more sense instead of going for a contract that is, instead of going for yet another, you know, crazy scheme kind of strategy, which they already have done a few times now. Yeah, it feels a little ridiculous. But whatever, it's probably gonna work out in the end. But I do feel like I wish they need to kind of compromise, a better compromise, when he's like, no. Okay, we can have your deal, but I want this thing, and I don't know, but something like that. They've had the rival thing, and you likes the rival clearly, and she's like, you know, yeah, come and fight me, girl. So she wants some battle. I like that she wants to have a head-on battle one day. She wants to, you know, be challenged, right? And I did really like her song. I think it was the best song she did so far. And yeah, that's about it, right? Follow the mother. I think it's mostly about the parents. And this episode, in my opinion, and then it's gonna be. There's gonna be obviously 2 side plots, and it's gonna evolve probably slowly, but maybe her brother's gonna come back. You see her brother with, I think the first what's gonna happen is you see the guy taking photos of them, right, of her mother and brother, and he's probably gonna find Tuesday and be like, you know, oh, your mother, yeah, he's some kind of paparazzi, some kind of agent. That's gonna be probably the first thing that happens, right? This guy's gonna track her down, probably. Maybe interview about her mother, yeah. So alright, hope that review of Captain episode 13. See you guys tomorrow with My Daughter Is Too Cute to Be a Demon anime. And of course every Friday in 2 days from now with so many good anime. So subscribe, press that like button, and I'll see you guys soon.